Greetings sleepers, Esper here. We got some updates on the 29th and then some today here on the 1st for the versions of the playtest server. Now this is a patch that's coming up. We didn't get it this Tuesday, so I would expect it this upcoming Tuesday. So you've at least probably got another week to enjoy repairing your gear. Now there's nothing too huge here, but there is some noteworthy stuff. They fixed various performance issues and bugs, and they have some new features. The most exciting being that they got the rest of the Dunesman set from the DLC building set in there, and it looks pretty sick. The Dunesman set got 16 new pieces, well 15 and 2 pillars, and I have to say they did an awesome job with it. It's definitely going to be my go-to set for building bases in the deep desert, and you can get some really cool military looking bunkers out of this, and you can also get some really nice looking garages if you're into the mechanic thing. They have a new symbol for the Dunesman category. It looks like Arrakis with moons. And I wish they would give the Twitch rewards their own category with something like this, as the Observer set's getting pretty big and it's only going to be getting bigger. Now most of the patch notes for today on October 1st were for this set because some of it wasn't snapping together correctly, so that addresses a lot of those issues. Now you've got your 4 pieces that you had before, and then we've got all kinds of cool new things. They gave us triangle roofs, foundations, and wedge walls, which is nice, but there's a few pieces in here that really shine. The ramp is really cool, the pillars are really nice, they have an awesome window wall, and my favorite has got to be these new roof pieces. I like them because I think these grates on the top are really cool, but what's even neater about them is you can place these roof tiles on top of them if you want. Now you can place all kinds of items and things on top of the grates. The roof tile just opens up more space if you want it. I also really like making these tunnels out of these pieces. I think it looks really cool. And here's a look at the new pillars. I like the design of these. They're a little skinny for my taste, but the way that they line up and the ornamental look on them is really cool, and they're gonna go great with some other building sets. Let's look at the walls. First up is the flat wall. They've got an added design on here which looks pretty nice. Very nice for a flat wall. Then one of my favorites here is the window wall. This lets in a lot of light and it has a lot of detail on it. It looks like you've got like some shutters on here that would close, but you can't actually close them. It's really cool from the inside and the outside. I like this one. It's got a lot of detail on there. And then we've got the shield door. I love the little lights on top of this one. It's definitely a nice little detail. I like it when they do stuff like this. Then we have the bunker windows, which we already had there before. And here are the ramps. I think these are the coolest ramps out of all the sets so far. I really like how these look. Then here are the large roofing pieces from the side. I like how they've got different patterns on here when you go through them. I think they made this rolling garage go a little bit higher, so maybe we can fit the treadwheel in here now. And then they gave a new stairs to this build as well. They're alright. It kind of looks like the observer stairs without the lights. I think the observer stairs with the lights on it are way cooler. The pattern for the ceilings in here are really neat that the triangles make. I like this little like octagon looking shape that they make when you look up at them. That's really neat that the triangle ones do that. And I mean, honestly, at this point, I would get this DLC just for this set. Like, just having this cool set that you can build with all granite. Like, you don't need any plastone for this. So it's really, really a cool set to have right off the get-go. We got a new interface for the DD instances, where now you can see your friends and guildmates and what instance they're in when you're entering the deep desert. We also got a ton more room in our banks. Our item capacity went up from 25 to 500, and from 15.5K volume to 30K volume. Now that's a lot of stuff. Now it's not enough for you to fit your entire savings in there, but I imagine this big upgrade is being put in as they're getting ready for the server merging. Now I'm not sure when this server merging is going to happen exactly. I just know that it's going to happen before the console release early next year. One of the community managers mentioned that they're going to have a live stream coming up talking about server merging, so we'll find out more about it then. Crash ships are back in the deep desert, well, for a limited time. I never actually saw any fall from the sky, but in the patch notes they did say that they upped the frequency of crash ships. Now, I did manage to find a few after a lot of searching, so much so that I suggested that crash ships show up more frequently the farther you go out into the deep desert. Give people a reason to hit up that IRO more often. Then, 4 out of the next 5 ships that I found got eaten up by the worm as I rolled up on them. Quickly realizing that the problem wasn't the frequency of what we were seeing the ships at, but how fast they were getting gobbled up by the worms. So I tested it, where the next one that I looted, I stayed there and not but 30 seconds after that, it got gobbled up. So hopefully they get this working in the patch because I really like the mechanics of the crash ships. And they updated the interface for the new recovery tool again. Now it clearly shows you how much money it was going to cost and how much money you have in the parentheses, and then how much durability you're going to lose versus how much durability you currently have in parentheses. At least they made the durability a little bit more clear, as that part wasn't really up front. Now once your vehicle is at this threshold, you will not be able to recover it at all. Nothing else was really noteworthy. I did find the chosen armor set for the Duraluminum tier, so that will be in the game finally. Now I would expect this patch to drop on Tuesday the 7th, as they've stopped adding new features and they're really just doing some bug cleanup now, so they should be pretty good with another week to cook on this. In the next one, I'll be covering the state of the game. If you've been around for the last 4 months, then you know the ups and the downs. Well, mostly the downs, but we'll talk about those and where we started off, where we are, and where we're headed. So make sure that you're subbed up for that one. And until next time, Sleeper, fly low and fly fast. Esper out.